Mind over Emotions. Buddhist Secrets for Emotional Resilience. Long ago, a young man came to the Buddha. His face was pale with worrying, his voice trembling with fear and regret. He said, "Blessed One, I cannot sleep. I am angry. I am afraid. I am ashamed. I hate myself. How can I escape these emotions?" The Buddha looked at the young man in silence, then pointed to the ground. "Take up a handful of dry leaves," he said. The young man obeyed, gathering some fallen leaves from the forest floor. The Buddha asked, "Are there more leaves in your hand, or more leaves in this forest?" The young man replied, "Lord, the leaves in my hand are nothing compared to the leaves in this forest." The Buddha smiled gently. "What you know, what you fear, what you grieve, these are just the leaves in your hand. The truth, the path, your own freedom, these are vast like this forest. You only need to learn to let go." It sounds simple, doesn't it? But letting go is one of the hardest things humans can do. We're taught to hold on tight. We're told to be strong, to be in control, to grip every thought and feeling as if we'll lose ourselves without them. So we sit down to meditate, but inside, we're still clutching an entire forest of dry leaves. Have you ever been like this? One morning, you decide, "Today I will meditate." You wake up early, clear a quiet corner, unroll your new cushion. You sit down, straighten your back, rest your hands on your knees, take a deep breath, but within 5 minutes, your mind starts to fidget. Am I doing this right? How do I make my mind blank? When will I finally feel peaceful like everyone else? The harder you try, the more frustrated you get. The more frustrated you get, the faster your breath becomes. And soon you stand up, fold your cushion away, and scold yourself. Meditation is too hard. Maybe it's just not for me. This is the biggest misunderstanding. Meditation is not about escaping your emotions. It's not about becoming someone who never thinks or feels. Meditation is about looking straight into the mud without fear of getting your hands dirty. It's about seeing the dry leaves in your heart and learning to loosen your grip one by one. The Buddha never said we must sweep the entire forest clean. He only taught us to release the handful of leaves we keep clutching. When you're angry, know you are angry. When you're afraid, know you are afraid. When you're restless, lost, ashamed, see them, breathe with them. In that simple seeing and breathing, you begin your emotional resilience, the quiet strength to stand steady while life keeps moving. In this video, Mind over Emotions. Buddhist Secrets for Emotional Resilience. You'll hear the Buddha's words echo across centuries. You'll learn simple ways to sit with your mind, to watch thoughts come and go, to let go without running away, to breathe without grasping. Each breath becomes a soft broom sweeping the dust. Each minute you sit is another moment for the mud to settle. No one succeeds at meditation on the first try. No one awakens overnight. But every time you return to your breath, you plant a seed in your own inner forest, a forest of calm, of freedom, of seeing yourself clearly enough to love yourself as you are. One day, you will see emotions still rise and fall, but you are no longer a tiny boat tossed by every wave. Anger still visits, but it cannot chain you. Fear still comes, but it drifts by like a passing cloud over a quiet mountain. You don't need to be stronger than everyone else. You only need to come home to yourself again and again until you see you have always been enough. If you have ever wrestled with restless thoughts, sat in meditation with tears falling, or blamed yourself for not finding instant peace, please share your story in the comments below. Type a simple chant Namo Amitabha Buddha to remind yourself and each other that we walk this path together, loosening, breathing, and finding our ground. The first mistake: meditation, no thinking. This is the first trap that almost everyone falls into when they start meditating. You sit down, cross your legs carefully, straighten your back, rest your hands gently on your knees, you close your eyes, take a slow, deep breath, and right at that moment, one thought pops up. I must stop thinking. I'm not allowed to think. But strangely enough, the more you order your mind to be silent, the louder it gets. Old memories you thought you'd forgotten start to stir. Plans for tomorrow sneak in with every breath. The harder you try to push them away, the tighter they cling to you. A Zen master once compared the mind to the sky. Thoughts are just passing clouds. The sky never hates the clouds, nor does it cling to them. Just as you can't forbid the sky from having clouds, you can't forbid your mind from thinking. What truly matters is this: knowing that thoughts are there, without ever forgetting that the clear sky is always behind them. Once, someone asked that master, "How can I meditate so my mind has no distractions?" The master just smiled. "If you want to chase the clouds away, they'll gather even more. If you learn to watch them without following, they will drift off on their own. So don't trap yourself with the goal of having a blank mind. Sit down, breathe, listen to the traffic outside, the faint bark of a dog down the street. The way your mind falls quiet, then stirs again, stirs then settles. That alone is meditation. The secret of meditation is not how long you sit, but whether you can notice where your mind goes and gently come back. Thinking is okay. Drifting is okay. What matters is that you wake up to the drift. When you see you've wandered off, when you see you've been chasing a cloud, that is the moment of mindfulness. Even monks who have meditated for decades do not stop thoughts from arising. The difference is they're no longer afraid of thoughts. They sit beneath the clouds, but never forget the sky. They watch ideas come and go like rain falling on a rooftop without needing to catch each drop or push the rain away. There's an old story. A student once complained to his teacher that every time he sat down, his head was flooded with random nonsense. "Master, when I sit, I just think about food, money, family, all the useless worries. I'm afraid I'll never be able to meditate." The master looked at him kindly and said, "Let the mind think, but can you see yourself thinking? If you can see it, that's meditation. Meditation is not sitting stone still. It's seeing your mind clearly, whether it's calm or tangled. Many people quit too soon because they think they're doing it wrong. But the Buddha never taught meditation as sitting stiff like a statue. He taught us to see ourselves both when we're restless and when we're still. Maybe today you sit for 10 minutes and your mind is noisy for 9. That's fine. Tomorrow you sit again. The same thoughts return. That's fine too. All you need is one calm breath, a small space inside your chest. Little by little, you'll see the clouds grow thinner. The clouds drift apart to reveal the blue sky you've always had but forgotten. When you meditate, you don't fight your mind, you befriend it. You don't command it to be silent. You invite it to sit beside you. You watch it change shape like a river passing through a village. No need to block it or hold it back. Just watch. And in that quiet watching, a small, real peace appears. It's not grand or mystical. It's just a clear corner inside you, waiting for you to return anytime. In the middle of work deadlines, hurried calls, restless nights, remember, your thoughts are not your enemy. They're only clouds. You are the sky. The second mistake, meditating to feel happy instantly. This is one of the biggest misunderstandings people carry with them when they first sit down on the cushion. Many have heard the beautiful promises. Meditation reduces stress. Meditation brings you peace. Meditation heals your worries. These things are true, but they are not some magic switch you can flip and receive on demand. Think back to the first time you tried to meditate with real intention. You chose a quiet morning or late night when your work was done. You turned off your phone, closed the door, you sat down, breathed in slowly, breathed out deeply. You expected a feeling of calm to wash over you, like a cool breeze sweeping away your worries, like a warm blanket covering your restless thoughts. But within minutes, your back started to ache. Your knees went numb, your shoulders tensed, your mind filled with all kinds of scattered thoughts. And worst of all, a dull sense of boredom crept in. What am I doing here? Why don't I feel peaceful at all? You opened your eyes and looked at the clock. Barely 5 minutes had passed. In that moment, many people give up. They sigh, pack up the cushion, and tell themselves, maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe meditation just isn't for me. What they don't know is that boredom, restlessness, and discomfort are often the first guest you must welcome when you step onto this path. Once, someone came to an old monk and said, I've been meditating for days, but every time I sit down, my back hurts, my mind is noisy, I don't feel any peace at all. Does meditation really work? The old monk smiled gently and pointed to his small garden. Do you see that patch of earth? When a farmer plants seeds, the field still looks empty. He works under the sun and rain, pulls weeds, waters the soil every day. For weeks, nothing seems to grow, but the seeds are there, hidden, quietly rooting, reaching deep under the earth. One day, the shoots break through the ground, and only then do people see them. Meditation is planting seeds for the mind. They don't sprout overnight, but they are changing you breath by breath, minute by minute. The ease and calm people talk about is the fruit. It is not something you order and receive instantly. When you first sit down, what you meet is not instant happiness, but your true self, a version that might feel tired, scattered, restless. All this time you've been busy, distracted, always running, so your worries stay buried under your busyness. Meditation simply sits you down in front of a mirror so you see every hidden crack in your mind. Many feel afraid when they see this side of themselves. They want a ticket that flies them straight to bliss, but meditation does not sell tickets. It hands you a simple wooden chair, a quiet space, a steady breath. The rest of the journey you walk yourself. People ask, does meditation heal? The answer is yes, but before it heals, it reveals, it brings up the things you have hidden. It exposes the wounds you avoid. It teaches you to sit calmly in the middle of your mind's battlefield, to see clearly, to breathe with what is there, without judging, then gently let go. People love to imagine serene monks sitting under trees, smiling in storms. But few know that long before that peace, they too sat through nights of aching backs, silent tears, and endless doubt. There is no shortcut to peace. There is no secret door that opens instantly to happiness. There is only you clearing the weeds of your own mind, a little each day. There is only you unraveling layer by layer of worrying with each breath. There is only you patient enough, steady enough, so that one day you see. Peace was never something outside to chase. It was always here, like a calm lake beneath the ripples. Maybe today you sit and boredom shows up, tomorrow. The back pain returns. The next day, comes knocking again. That's okay. Meditation does not promise to chase these things away instantly. It teaches you to sit with them, to see them, to touch them, and in time, to release them. One day, you will understand. Those uncomfortable sessions were never failures. They were the real gift. They train you to stay steady inside. They teach you how to accept and hold yourself. Even when you feel raw, restless, or unfinished, meditation will not make you a saint overnight. It will quietly remind you, peace is not a product you buy. It is ground you tend with your own hands. If you keep coming back to that simple cushion day after day, you will discover that the true value does not lie in how long you sit, but in how you stand up afterward, willing to face the world with a softer mind, clearer eyes, and a heart that remembers how to breathe calmly in the rush of life. The third mistake, sitting too long before your body is ready. This is another classic mistake that many beginners make when they first discover meditation. A student once shared an experience that made everyone in the room both laugh and nod in sympathy. He said, "I was so excited about starting meditation, but I decided to sit for a whole hour on the very first day. When I finally stood up, my legs were so numb I thought I'd need to call an ambulance." It might sound funny, but it's more common than people think. Somehow, there's this hidden idea that the longer you sit, the better you are at meditating. That if you can endure sitting for an hour, 2 hours, maybe even longer, then you must be more advanced, more spiritual, more serious. But this is just another trap. Meditation is not a contest of endurance. It is not a test to see how much pain you can bear while pretending to be calm. It is not about forcing your body to obey your will at any cost. It's no different from training at the gym. If someone has never lifted weights before, they wouldn't walk in on day one and try to lift to 100 pounds. They'd warm up with a light weight, maybe 5 or 10 pounds, and gradually build strength over time. If they ignored this and pushed too hard, they'd end up with torn muscles or an injury that could take weeks to heal. Meditation works the same way. When you first sit down, your body is not used to the posture. Your hips might be tight, your back weak from years of slouching over a desk, your legs stiff from long hours in a chair or car. If you force yourself to sit still for an hour straight, the body reacts with pain, numbness, pins, and needles. Instead of training your mind, you end up wrestling with your body's cries for relief. This physical discomfort quickly turns into mental resistance. Your mind starts to associate meditation with dread. It hurts, it's too much, I can't do this. What was meant to be a gentle practice becomes another thing to fear and avoid. So what should you do instead? Start small, start kind. Start with what your body can genuinely handle. 5 minutes a day is enough at the beginning. Sit comfortably on a cushion, a folded blanket, or even a sturdy chair. Keep your back straight, but not rigid. Let your hands rest naturally. Close your eyes or keep them half open. Just breathe. 5 minutes today, maybe 7 minutes tomorrow. When your legs or back whisper, That's enough for now. Respect that signal slowly. Your muscles will loosen, your joints will open. Your spine will learn how to hold you upright without strain. What felt impossible in week 1 becomes gentle routine by week 4. Some of the greatest meditation teachers sat for decades, but they all began the same way: one breath, one short sit, one day at a time. They built their discipline not through force, but through patient training. They treated the body as a partner, not an obstacle to defeat. In many traditions, monks and nuns are trained to listen to the body as carefully as the mind. When the legs fall asleep, they shift position mindfully. When the back aches, they straighten or stand for walking meditation instead. They do not see pain as something to brag about or to chase away. They see it as a teacher, a quiet reminder that everything changes, including physical limits. Pain is not proof of progress. A numb foot is not a badge of spiritual honor. True progress in meditation comes from the steady training of attention, the gentle return to the breath, the quiet curiosity about the mind's wandering. It grows best when the body feels safe, supported, and at ease. So forget the idea that you must sit like a stone statue for hours. Forget the image of ancient sages who never moved an inch. They, too, once had sore knees and stiff backs. They, too, learn to adjust, to rest, to be kind to their bones and muscles as they strengthen their mind. In the end, what matters is not how long you sit, but how gently you sit and how sincerely you return again and again to the simple act of sitting. One day you might sit for 20 minutes with ease. Another day, maybe 40. Sometimes you will pause and shift your legs. Sometimes you will stand and practice walking meditation instead. All of this is good practice. The cushion is not a battlefield. It is not a place to punish the body. It is simply a space to meet yourself, your thoughts, your breath, and your physical form exactly as they are. If you treat this space with kindness, your body will trust you. It will open slowly, naturally, without fear. And in that trust, your mind finds more freedom to rest and observe. So start small, be patient, honor the wisdom of your bones and joints. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, little by little, the body learns to sit, the mind learns to stay, and both discover a quiet strength that no force effort can bring. In the end, meditation is not about conquering the body. It is about making friends with it breath by breath, sit by sit, day by day. The fourth mistake, expecting special experiences. This is another quiet trap that many people stumble into, especially after hearing stories from other meditators. You might have heard someone say, "I sat so deeply that I saw a bright light appear," or "I heard celestial bells ringing in my ears," or "My body felt like it was floating through the universe." When you hear these things, your mind naturally starts waiting for something magical to happen to you too. So you sit down on the cushion, close your eyes, breathe, and wonder, when will I see that light? When will the universe reveal itself to me? When will I have that moment that proves I am doing this right? But as the respected monk Ajahn Brahm once said, if you meditate in search of special experiences, you are only asking for trouble. It sounds harsh, but it is deeply true. Expectations are the quickest way to stir up the mind. When you sit with hope for something dramatic, your awareness is no longer resting in the present. It is leaning forward, waiting, grasping, measuring. You stop noticing the gentle rhythm of your breath, You stop hearing the quiet sounds around you. Instead, your mind whispers, "Is it happening yet? Am I doing it right? Why am I not seeing visions like other people?" And in that moment, you lose the very heart of meditation. Meditation is not a stage for magic tricks. It is not a secret shortcut to strange or mystical states. It is not an amusement park for your restless mind. Meditation is the humble, courageous practice of sitting down with the ordinary reality exactly as it is. It is about being fully awake for the plain, simple truth. Your breath moving in and out, your thoughts rising and falling, your body resting here, now. Sometimes, yes, unusual things do happen. When the mind becomes very quiet, a bright light might appear behind closed eyes. You might hear a ringing or feel a sudden rush of joy. But if you run after these things, you get stuck. You forget the deeper point. Ajahn Brahm often jokes about people who chase meditation fireworks. He says, if you see lights while meditating, good. If you don't, good. If you see a beautiful Buddha in your mind, invite him in for tea. Then get back to your breath. Because whatever shows up, visions, colors, sounds, is just another passing cloud in the sky of the mind, beautiful, maybe, but also empty, temporary and unreliable. If you cling to it, you become addicted to chasing experiences instead of cultivating steady awareness. In some old Buddhist stories, monks who spent years meditating in forests sometimes saw strange things, spirits, lights, shapes dancing in the night. But their teachers reminded them gently, these are just illusions. Do not stop here. Keep going. Keep watching the breath. Keep returning to the heart. One of the greatest gifts of meditation is learning to love the plainness of the present moment. No stage lights, no drama, just this breath, this body, this quiet awareness that sees things come and go without grabbing or pushing away. When you drop your craving for special experiences, a quiet miracle unfolds. You discover the ordinary moment is already miraculous. How many lifetimes have you breathed without noticing? How many times have you stood under the sky but never really looked at it? How many moments have passed unnoticed while you were busy hunting for something better? Meditation is the art of waking up to these simple things, the gentle inhale that fills your chest, the exhale that softens your shoulders, the warm pressure of the floor beneath your legs, the distant sound of a bird or the hum of a fan in another room. These are not dramatic, but they are real. They are honest. They are yours here, now. When the mind lets go of its hunger for signs and wonders, it settles naturally. You begin to taste a sweetness that does not depend on visions or voices, a peace that comes from not needing anything to happen because you see that the moment itself is already enough. If a bright light appears, let it come. If it fades, let it go. If nothing shows up at all, that is perfectly fine too. The true light of meditation is not found in colors or shapes behind your eyes. It is found in the calm, steady knowing that watches each thought arise and fade like ripples on water. This gentle attention is worth more than any vision. This ordinary breath, fully felt, is more precious than any fireworks in the mind. Over time, you may notice something beautiful. When you stop chasing special moments, ordinary moments become special on their own. You find wonder in the way your chest rises. You find gratitude in the pause between each breath. You find freedom in not needing anything extra to prove you are on the path. The truth is, meditation does not promise magic. It promises reality simple, clear, and always changing. It invites you to sit down and become intimate with this reality, without decorating it, without escaping it. In that quiet sitting, you might not find a mystical show, but you will find something far more valuable. A mind that can rest where it is, a heart that does not demand perfection, a spirit that learns to see wonder in the plain light of everyday life. So if you ever find yourself waiting for a special experience, smile gently at that longing. Then come back to your breath, come back to your body, come back to the plain. Quiet now. There is no greater miracle than this simple moment fully seen, fully felt, fully alive. If you want to meditate regularly and not give up, there is something beautiful about starting small. These days, many people feel pressure to do everything perfectly from the first try. They read stories of monks who sit for hours under ancient trees. They watch videos about retreats that last for days in silence. They think, if I can't sit for an hour, maybe I'm not really meditating at all. But this is just another trick of the mind. It turns something gentle into something heavy. It turns a simple, living practice into another impossible goal. The truth is, the deepest meditation begins in the smallest moments. 5 minutes a day is enough to plant a seed. 5 minutes of sitting quietly, feeling your breath move through your chest, listening to the sounds around you. This is real practice. 5 honest minutes every day can carry you further than an hour you dread and force yourself through once a month. If you want to build a steady habit, start where you truly are, not where you think you should be. Find a small corner in your day, a few minutes in the morning before everyone wakes up, a pause before you sleep, a quiet space during your lunch break. It doesn't need to be dramatic. It just needs to be yours. Choose a space that feels safe and warm, a corner of a room, a spot by the window, a seat in your garden. It does not have to look like a temple. It just has to remind you that, for a few minutes, you can rest your mind here without distraction. Sit in a way that supports you, a cushion, a folded blanket, a sturdy chair, anything that lets your spine feel tall but soft. Rest your hands, close your eyes, or let them half open. Let the world be as it is. Let yourself be as you are. One of the biggest reasons people quit is the hidden voice that demands results. I should feel calm by now. I should be better than this. I should have no thoughts. But the more you chase a perfect outcome, the further you drift from the gentle heart of meditation. A Zen master once said, meditation is allowing everything to be here and giving up the wish for it to be different. This simple sentence is a key that opens a door many people overlook. Meditation is not about fixing what you think is broken. It is about sitting quietly with what is, exactly as it is, the restlessness, the worries, the tiny sparks of joy, the dull boredom, the drifting thoughts, the silence between them. You don't have to force any of it away. You don't have to decorate it with something more spiritual. You just sit, you breathe, you watch, and you let things come and go in their own time. In the beginning, it might feel like nothing is happening. 5 minutes go by and you still feel busy inside. 10 minutes, and your mind still runs in circles. That's fine. That is still meditation. You are training something deeper than silenced. You are training your capacity to stay. You are training your mind to return to the breath, to this moment, again and again. No matter how many times it wanders away, This gentle returning is worth more than any forced calm. Over time, you might notice small changes. You might find yourself pausing before you speak in anger. You might notice your breath in the middle of a crowded street. You might feel your shoulders soften and you catch yourself clenching your jaw. These small moments are the real fruit of meditation. They don't arrive all at once. They bloom slowly, like tiny flowers opening at dawn, and none of them come because you forced them to appear. They come because you sat down patiently day after day, giving your mind a chance to rest, giving your heart permission to meet life as it is. Meditation is not a skill you master once and for all. It is a relationship. Some days you sit and feel clear, light, present. Other days you sit and feel tangled, distracted, restless. Both are part of the same practice. What matters is that you keep showing up gently without demanding a perfect result. Think of it like watering a garden. You don't stand over your plants shouting at them to grow. You give them sunlight, water, and time. The growth happens on its own, hidden at first, then visible when the season is right. In the same way, 5 minutes of sincere sitting nourishes seeds you may not see at first. A steady habit nourishes trust inside you, trust that you can return to stillness no matter how busy life becomes. So begin small. Sit gently. Don't ask for anything in return. Trust the process. Trust your breath. Trust the ordinary moment to hold you. This is how people keep going. Not by conquering the mind with force, but by befriending it with kindness in the end. Meditation is not something you add to your to-do list as another task to complete. It is a small act of remembering that there is a quiet place inside you, remembering that you can come home to it at any time, even if only for 5 minutes. And when you stand up, you carry that quiet with you into your conversations, your work, your worries, your hopes. One breath at a time, one honest moment at a time. Remember this. It is easy to forget, especially when we live in a world that measures everything in speed, results, and success. That meditation is not just another skill to master overnight. It is not a project you complete. It is not a race where you prove how still or calm you can appear. Meditation is an invitation, quiet and gentle, to return to yourself over and over again. It asks for your patience. It asks for your honesty. It asks for your willingness to sit with all that you are without trying to push parts of yourself away. Meditation does not care if your mind wanders 1,000 times. It does not judge you if your legs ache or your thoughts run wild. It only asks you to notice what is here, to breathe, and to come back again and again, like the tide returning to shore. This path is not about perfection. It is about coming home to the truth that you can sit down as you are, restless, tired, hopeful, afraid, full of thoughts, and still find a deep, hidden quiet beneath it all. It is easy to compare yourself to others. You might hear stories of someone who says they can sit for an hour without moving, or someone who claims they feel nothing but bliss every time they close their eyes. But this is not a competition. Your practice is yours alone. No one else can live inside your breath, your body, your mind. If you can sit for 5 minutes with sincerity, that is enough. If your legs fall asleep and you shift gently, that is part of the practice too. If your thoughts spin in circles, but you keep returning to your breath, you are doing the real work. Some days will feel easy. Some days will feel heavy. Some days you might not feel like sitting at all. that, too, is natural. Even seasoned practitioners have days when the mind feels busy and loud. The difference is they have learned to sit down with that noise instead of running from it. The secret is not to fight what arises, but to hold it lightly, like a guest who visits and will leave when the time is right. Many people think meditation will make them calm forever, but the truth is more subtle and more generous. Meditation shows you that calmness is not always about silence outside or stillness inside. It is about discovering that beneath all the noise and thoughts, there is a deeper place in you that remains untouched. No matter how stormy the mind becomes, there is an inner space that is steady and vast, like a deep ocean that stays calm even when waves crash on the surface. This hidden quiet cannot be forced. It cannot be bought. It reveals itself to those who are patient enough to sit with themselves as they are moment by moment, breath by breath. So remember this, meditation is not something you must get right today. It is not about becoming someone else. It is about returning again and again to the home you have always carried inside you. Sit down, breathe in, breathe out, feel your feet on the ground, your hands resting gently. Notice the thoughts come and go. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. If the mind wanders, guide it back softly without blame. This simple practice is enough. This is how you build trust with yourself. This is how you discover that even on the hardest days, there is a place inside you that remains whole. If you keep going, you may notice that your days change in small, gentle ways. You pause before reacting in anger. You feel a moment of calm in the middle of noise. You breathe a little deeper when life gets heavy. Little by little, the mind learns there is another way to live, less rushed, less caught, more open. And maybe, one day, you will feel it clearly. Even when your mind feels tangled and restless, there is a quiet space within you that nothing outside can touch. That is the true gift of meditation. Not a perfect mind, not a special power, but the simple, uncheckable knowing that peace is not something you find, it is something you remember. And you remember it, one breath at a time. If you've listened all the way to this point, I believe you truly wish to find a quiet place within yourself. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget, subscribe to the Dharma Journey so we can keep walking this path together, exploring meditation, Buddhist wisdom, and the gentle art of living peacefully in a restless world. You know, every one of us has sat down at least once, taken a deep breath, and then wondered why the mind keeps running in circles. Many of us have thought, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe meditation isn't for me, or when will I ever be as calm as other people? But meditation has never been a contest to see who can be more silent. It's not a skill you must master overnight. It's simply a journey back to yourself, slow, patient, kind, and open. Maybe today you only sit for 5 minutes. Tomorrow 10, then maybe 15, and little by little you'll see. Even when the mind feels tangled and busy, there is always a deeper, quiet space within you, untouched by the noise of the world. That hidden space is like a lotus blooming out of muddy water, pure, gentle, and free. I would truly love to hear your story. Leave a comment below this video. Have you ever made mistakes when trying to meditate? What challenges are you facing right now? And if you wish, share a short line of Buddha's name, A simple chant like a lotus flower blooming in your heart, even just Namo Amitabha Buddha, can remind you to breathe slower, to come home to your calm, to rest in what is true. I believe that if you keep returning each day, even just for a few minutes, peace will become your gentle habit, something that stays with you, no matter what the world brings. May you have a day filled with ease and mindful presence. I hope to see you again in the next videos here on the Dharma Journey, where we keep learning to walk slowly, breathe deeply, and return to the quiet home inside us all.